Hello, everybody, and thank you. I mean that. Thank you for being with us on this adventure. A year ago today, I uploaded the first podcast to this channel. No video, no nothing, no expectations, not even the same format. We talked about Eminem's new song and a bunch of other random stuff, and we had no idea what would happen. We had no idea that a year later, so many people would have subscribed to this channel. And I don't want to make it sound like we're the most amazing channel with thousands and thousands of subscribers. Y'all can see where we're at right now. But even that number is humbling. Even the fact that almost 50,000 times people have clicked on our channel, it's so humbling and amazing to actually see that. We're just people sitting on a couch talking about music. It's just the fact that there's so much interest and people keep coming back and commenting and requesting albums and actually want to hear what we have to say. Like, it's just definitely something that we never expected. We never expected how much people would actually appreciate what we're doing. So a year later, we wanted to make this video to thank you. So we just wanted to take some time to go through some of the comments that you left, respond to them a bit, show you that we do read them. We appreciate every one of them. I personally respond to everything, so you may have already seen me answer, but still, just to put a face, just to show you that it's real. We did this, and if you check in the description, you can see each person and when their part is, and then you can also cut ahead to the very end if you're interested in that, where we'll have some updates about how we plan on taking Behind That Suit from where we're at to a proper actual network of sorts. So yeah, I do respond to everybody's comments on this channel when they are posted, but I wanted to just take some time to still go through a couple of the ones that really stuck out to me. To be fair, when we put together this list of comments, we only went back for the last 4 or 5 months. There are a lot more comments, and if yours isn't here, we're probably going to do this again next year and put way more time into it. So keep commenting. We read them all, and we all appreciate them. This first one's from Poison Dart from the Jizza Liquid Swords video. The album title, Liquid Swords, is taken from the Kung Fu movie Legend of the Liquid Sword. And I wanted to just say these kinds of comments are pretty freaking amazing. Often, we just don't have the time to really do the kind of background research into the culture behind it. This is because we all have jobs, lives, etc. We wish we could just do this full time and then give it our all and go crazy on the background information. But often it's so much to just try to wrap our heads around the lyrics. So to really do a lot of the background stuff, we kind of a little bit secretly rely on you guys to fill in the blanks after the fact, and to see that so many people do, really appreciate it. The next comment is from Josh McPherson on the J. Cole review, and this one I particularly liked because it's something I've wanted to, I guess, talk about for a minute. If y'all don't know the album, review it. It's Veal Mentality because he's from Fayetteville. If I pronounced that bad, I'm sorry. NC. I think it's North Carolina. I'm from Canada. Please don't be mad. And which is a city where a majority of people, especially black people, have a certain mentality, hood mindset, and how he fights that mentality. And it's actually a very good and creative track. My response. So I wanted to respond to this because often we don't have time to know the album. We kind of pick who we're going to review before an album gets released. So sometimes it might feel like it's negative or we don't like it per se, but a lot of this is to listen to music we otherwise weren't. And we're going to, in some cases, the album comes out on Friday, and we've already got a review out that Saturday, that Sunday. Now, on the downside, we might make mistakes that might trigger you in a way where we clearly aren't sensitive to the culture of the music or the locale, or there's some research that we could have done that's available. But on the other hand, we also want to get this out as fast as possible because if we wait 3 weeks, you won't care anymore. And so there's kind of a bit of a balance there. So what we're trying to do is take every album by album, go at it song by song, and just see what our impressions are. And often, really is just we miss things because we do it so fast after the release date. And honestly, it's kind of fun to have that album experience so quickly and to share it with everyone else. So we're probably not going to delay our reviews much. We might keep at it, and if we do make mistakes, again, we're sorry. Please feel free to keep correcting us in the comments as you've been doing. Forza Magico SLB, if I said that bad, you comment a whole bunch, so I'm sorry. And Enter the Woo, some trivia. Yuga was in prison during the recordings. This is Enter the Wu 36 Chambers. Master Killa and Killer Priest were writing for the mystery of chess boxing. Killer Priest fell asleep. Master Killa recorded the verse and just entered the Wu. Can it all be so simple as a cameo of MC8, and it was the first Hype Williams video? Ghost used the mask because he was wanted by the cops. I mean, in this one comment, I think me and Chris Chrome were like, the fuck? There was just like so many mind-blowing fucking moments there, and it's interesting, right? Like, we didn't grow up with this. We're all from Montreal. I grew up here in not a kind of environment that allowed for a lot of Wu-Tang in my teenage years, and while we all have different experiences with music, it's not like any of us really come from the kind of an environment where this would have been blasted back in the 90s, etc. So getting this kind of cool context from people who really know it, again, it makes this channel so much more rewarding and interesting. So thank you for everyone who comments again and again. You really are what makes this feel like a community. Next up, we have an awesome comment from Brump Gonsalves. It's pretty long, so I might not do the whole thing. It was put on the Marilyn Manson review, but there were a couple of interesting points. Sweet Dreams was in Smells Like Children, and Tainted Love was on the golden age of grotesque. And this was because we were wrong about what we said regards to their albums they appeared on. And you corrected us, and that's amazing because then the right information gets put there. And that's at least very important to me. The one of you that is the Manson fan, he's referring to Sydney, knows less than the guy that has never listened to an entire album. That would be myself. I don't think you are a fan, blah, blah, blah. I understand the nostalgia, but for a guy that moans that some of the lyrics sound too 90s, you were the one stuck on an album that came out 21 years ago. Move the fuck on, he was stuck, blah, blah, blah. I think you are right. If you Manson defined as only this, etc., etc. Anyway, I know I kind of glossed over that comment and cherry-picked it, so it's going to still stay up here or wherever the fuck it appears as I'm talking. I want to respond because I love it. I love the fact that we can have these different types of opinions, and I personally think it's worth taking every album as its own album. And this comment was really interesting because I notice often we kind of get this appearance where when we do not compare an album against the older work, the reaction is much better than when we do. And so it's stuff like this that's kind of educational on what should be into a proper review to make it interesting for the fans. Then we got a smaller one from Elements of Stars on our Illmatic review. Guess jeans were big back then along with Boss jeans. I don't know. I guess it's just 2017. It's just baffling to picture a world where Hugo Boss or whatever and Guess were next to each other in stature. Must have happened. I mean, it clearly did, but for me, it's crazy. Bernard Hawkins gave one of the most incredible comments I saw in the Living Color review. The rapper's name featured on the program song is Malachi. At The Real Malachi is his Instagram. Y'all should go check him out. He's dope. My name is Bernard Hawkins. I would like to know more about him. He's pretty cool. He was one of the writers on the song, and he actually commented on our video, and that was pretty fantastic. Then there's Jory Stoltz from the Arcade Fire review. Your purposeful disinterest is annoying in that you seem to feel like you know what it is defining good or bad. You are oozing pretentiousness, sir. Oof, that was me he's talking about. Please stop acting like your idea is the definition of good or bad. Please, man, you're just an angry fat man with a beard with an opinion. We all have opinions. What makes yours matter? What makes yours different? I'm just looking for a unique reason why you act so pompous like you're a huge YouTube star. I'm confused. I'm also confused. In my opinion, I never really act like I'm a huge YouTube star. I do feel like I talk like with some confidence and swagger in my opinions because that's the whole point of doing a show like this. It's to offer my point of view. And I'm a pretty analytical dude. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong about anything. The point is more to have a debate. And if I'm going to meekly come out here and offer an opinion, why would you even take it seriously? Part of it, I might come off arrogant. I know lots of people say that to me. And I can accept that. I mean, you can call me fat. I'm working on losing weight. It's a struggle. I'm way smaller than I used to be. Pretty decent shape. You can talk about my beard. I like my beard, but to tell me on a show that we put out on our channel not to offer opinions and reviews, that's a bit weird to me. Look, our opinions aren't better than yours. In fact, we encourage you to go and make your own reviews and videos. It's pretty cool. It's not that hard to do and whatnot. So I guess the only thing that would make our opinions different than yours is that we recorded them and put them on the internet on this video and these channels. So that's it. And that's why I guess we get to have the conversation where you get mad at how our level of interest is simply because we did it. So take the lesson and do it too. That's all I'm trying to say. There's one more I wanted to put out because apparently I may have been just a little pretentious there, and it's from Stickin' Kid on the MF Doom review. Yeah, we did an MF Doom review before we were ready. And you know how I know? Because we got a lot of comments like, I just think it was too early for you to do Doom's album review. Too much incorrect info. Super correct. That along with Only Built for Cuban Links and a few others. Big blunders, big mistakes in terms of how bad we got the albums. We learned to take them more seriously. We learned to grow from there. But the fact that so many people are kind of okay with that and forgiving, giving us the pass, even just the idea that we should come back to it later on, like there are albums that are too hard for our skill level, like it shows some level of caring, and it shows like it wasn't a bad review. You guys are just kind of not ready for it. And we learned a lot since then. We're more ready for it now. We're actually going to be doing Mad Villainy. Actually, it may have come out right before this freaking review or after. I'm not sure. Either way, all these comments to say thank you. It's really cool to have everybody here commenting. I'm going to keep answering them all. And if this was long and boring for any of you, super sorry. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Now let's hear from somebody else.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Chris Chrome here from, well, every show except for Rockin' Beards. You know what it is, behind that suit. Shout out again to Holden. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be part of the crew with everybody we've met along the way. We are coming to the end of 2017. It's going to be a great year for 2018. Y'all better catch up and get ready for it. So right now, what I was asked to do all of a sudden was we're going to start talking about some comments from the comment section. Yay! Look, I know I haven't really made any comments or I haven't really dropped anything yet. I've kind of been behind the scenes doing some other stuff, working on some projects ready for you guys for 2018. So I took the time now to do it today. With that, let's start off with some comments. First one comes from the Van Dookie on the Yellow Wolf review. And it says, the ginger can't say anything without you guys talking shit or interrupting. Thanks for the review. Now, I just want to know who you think the ginger is. I mean, I know my beard's a little orange, but I'm pretty sure my hair is brown. Let me know. We kind of had a little discussion about this, me and the guys. So just, if you can, shoot me a little text up on Twit or whatever you want to do and let me know, because I don't think there's any redheads that are on the show. I'm going to say think because clearly one of us is a ginger. Thanks for that. Next one comes from Anton SH. On the Orville review. It says you guys missed something in their introduction to the Krill on the ship. The captain said the Ankana teaches us that the Krill are brothers. That's why they were met with acceptance instead of suspicion. And I took this comment because it's funny how I missed that. And a lot of the times I'm supposed to be very analytical on this show. On a lot of the other shows, we're supposed to be very in-depth and take apart and descriptive. And it's weird how, like, I kind of miss that part. It's kind of like I've been blinded by that mentality already. And I just wanted to point out, thanks for bringing that up and bringing that to light, because now it's another type of philosophy we can kind of live by as people, and maybe I can do it too. Thanks, Anton. Next one comes from Purse Fulive. Okay, my bad. On the Yellow Wolf review, it says, the middle guy reminds me his voice, the dude in the beginning of the music video from Happy Ending. I'm going to check that out from Hobson. Thank you. I do respect him as an artist, and I do enjoy his music, so I will get on to that. Thank you again. You guys should check out the rapper Honey Cocaine. No. And make a video about her mixtape like a drug. She's dope as fuck, but she doesn't receive the credit that she deserves for being versatile and having a beautiful voice, and she got bars. I love long videos. Keep doing this shit, guys. Props from Portugal. Well, cool. We got some people from Portugal watching in. Thank you. Much love, much support. We appreciate it. One thing, I am not checking out Honey Cocaine's album unless big man tells me to. If he does, then I'm going to scream and bitch about it because I really don't enjoy that artist. I checked her out when she first came out with Tyga, and she was featuring on some of those tracks. And no, it wasn't pleasant to hear. It was kind of like Meek Mill got a sex change, and now we got a girl screeching and yelling for absolutely no reason. Anyway, that's my opinion. Go ahead and attack me if you want, but sorry. But thanks again, Purse Fulive from Portugal. Bless out to you. Next one is coming from Buyaka. Okay, well, I can't say this, but this is on the Saga Continues review. This says, white hipsters reviewing a Wu-Tang album. Haha, what a world. And I just want to say, I don't really understand why it's weird for hipsters to want to review an Wu-Tang album, especially from like the hipster point of view. They are legendary older rappers. I get it that it's a new album, but they were famous back then. They are still famous from the albums they made back then. So it would be kind of not hipster-ish to not listen to somebody who came out back then, in my eyes. Just want to point that out. Thank you. Thanks for your comment, though. Great one. The next one comes from JL Ross. Anyway, Tetsu and Youth album, Lupe. In the song Deliver, what if I were to tell you it was Piece of Man Don't Come Here No More, and not necessarily Pizza Man Don't Come No More. Great play on words and great review, guys. Keep it up. Thanks again for that. Great support and love, like always. Actually, I picked this comment because me and Holden had a little discussion over it, and I was just kind of like, he's not wrong. And as you guys know from the reviews, there's a lot of bickering that goes on between me and him. I like to be right. He likes to be right. I'm generally wrong, but it's part of the show. The thing is, I didn't really believe it at first, and then I kind of realized he got it from a comment. So thank you for bringing light to this. This is mostly why I want to take it out. And yeah, if you find it, if anyone else, or if you, JL Rose, if you find any other lyrics that have some play on words, let us know. I'd love to comment on them and have a discussion prior to that. Next, we have Jewels Like These on Enter the Woo. You both look annoyed with each other when each other talks. No, as we said before, there's no beef on this show. We're either really tired. We do kind of do this after a long day of either working or doing other productive projects that we have coming for you, like I said, in the new year. We do greatly apologize if we do seem a little tired or a little aggressive with each other, but you know what? It gives some vibrance to the interview. It allows us to be a little bit more passionate about what we're saying, and it sparks some really crazy conversations, and I think that's why we kind of chose to keep it like this. So that's why we sound annoyed when we talk to each other, but really, I love everybody on the team. And again, I cannot appreciate it more for having this opportunity. And for the last one, this is Ryan Murphy on the Macklemore review. And he says, haven't listened to the album yet, but this commentary confirms my suspicions about it. Listen, this is part of why we do the album reviews. If you haven't listened to it, we do want to give our opinion, and you guys make your own decision if you want to listen to it or not. Honestly, I still think you should listen to it on your own time, even if we don't like it, even if we say if, ands, or what about it. I think that you should go listen to it and maybe come back to us and defend it, or, agree with us. Let us know. Be part of the conversation with us and have your own opinion on it. Don't just let us confirm your suspicions. That's really what I wanted to say. All right, Ryan, in that case, those are all the comments I decided to talk about today. They were the most interesting ones for me. We actually got to go record another podcast for you lovely fans out there. Don't forget to hit us up on all of our social media platforms. We got more great stuff coming to you. Thanks again for the comments. Much appreciated. Much love. Chris Chrome out.
Hey guys, it's your lady friend Bonnie. I just wanted to make this video and say thank you for all of your support. It's been a year already that we've been at this and recording our podcasts, and we definitely couldn't do it without you. So, I mean, you're what keeps us going. So thank you so much. So we just wanted to take the time right now to look at some of the comments that we've had posted to our, all our videos from the last year, and see what we've learned and what we need to work on, and yeah, just stuff like that. So I just wanted to say thank you guys so much again. So let's get into this. So Poison Dart from the Classic Quest album For Nas Illmatic's album, he wrote, "It's really interesting to me as someone that is from Brooklyn, New York, that in 17 years at the time when Illmatic came out in 1994, listening to people that wasn't around in the 90s talk about hip hop from that era and how they can still respect that music of that time." So thank you. Like that's a great comment. Like we understand that like you were from that age. That music was probably really impactful to you at that time when it came out, and it still shows that we can still respect that and we can still understand like that music from that time, and that's what makes it a classic, and that's what we're looking for. That's really what we're the Classic Quest is on the hunt for. So we're just checking out all of your the albums that you want to hear, and some of our personal favorites as well. And so we're definitely learning slowly but surely. So Pierre, on the Bone Thugs review from Classic Quest again, he wrote, "Man, Crazy Bones' verse on the intro is one of the greatest verses ever. Y'all tripping, that intro is dope. And to that chick, and I would be that chick. They aren't gangbangers. What the fuck are you talking about?" So I'm sorry, I don't know all the slang yet. I'm working on it. So I didn't think that they were gangbangers, just maybe thugs. I mean, that's just what I look like, or what they look like on like the cover, and kind of what they sound like. But I mean, I still listen to Bone Thugs. I think that they're great. And so I didn't realize that they were gangbangers or not. So my bad. I'm sorry. So the one and only commented on Reasonable Doubt's album, "I don't think the woman," that's this one here, "I'm the woman that the one and only is talking about." And you're right. I don't know that much about rap music. It's not my personal favorite genre. Although, I mean, if you look at my phone and, what I'm listening to on Spotify, like, there's a lot of rap on there now, and which, never used to be the case. So I think that that's great, and I'm learning about it, and I think in the last year you can see my growth, and you can see that I've learned, and I'm trying to take it all in, and, in the amount of time for each album, like, there's not that much time, that we have to research them. And, like, I try to, like, look up all kinds of stuff, all kinds of facts about them. And I think that that's fun. I'm learning everything. So it's great. Josh, on the Kesha album, that was a Headspace album that I did because, well, it was Kesha. I had to do it, and that was that. He wrote, "Okay, the guy on the left is annoying. I don't know." Yeah, that would be Holden. "I don't know why these men feel so threatened and emasculated by women. Quite sad. Shout out to the girl in the middle." That's me. "You should be making your own channel, hun." So thank you. I don't think that they were emasculated by it because, I mean, they're still masculine. But I think that, I mean, it was an awesome album. I had a great time reviewing that one. Maybe making your own channel is something in the future. So let us know what you think, if I should or not. Let's see. Jonathan Barnes commented on the Mobb Deep album, "Bonnie is awesome." Yeah, I definitely agree with you. You are awesome too, Josh. Or nope, Jonathan. You are awesome too, Jonathan. Thank you. Always love hearing positive comments like that. And it makes the guys feel jealous. All right. And so for the last one that I'm going to read, that was Nas Ali from the Illmatic album. Such a revolutionary album in hip-hop. So many of the artists that came after Nas were heavily influenced by him and this masterpiece in particular. By the way, in One Love, when he says, "Keep an eye out for Jake," he's talking about the police, as Jake is slang for the police. So thank you for letting us know, because that has made such a difference in like some of the other albums where rappers are using the same word, and like maybe I wouldn't have caught that, and maybe I would be like, "Who's Jake?" But like now that I know that it's Jakes or cops, it makes such a difference. And thank you. Like these little tidbits, I don't know all the slang, and so that's great. Like thank you for telling us that. He also commented saying at the end of this one, saying another interesting thing about that song is that one of the final scenes in a movie that Nas starred in with DMX called Belly from 1998 is basically based on and makes reference to his final verse of the song. I'm going to have to check out that movie. I don't even know. Yeah, so that sounds awesome. Why not check that out? That looks like a great time. So maybe we will record watching that and what we thought about that one. So keep in touch. We would love to hear from you and more comments. Yeah, this is great. I love it. So thank you so much again for letting us be here for a year and supporting us. Keep spreading the word, and if you like our stuff, share it with your friends. Let them have a listen to our long reviews. So thank you. Bye.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Syd from Rockin' Beards, and I've been proud to be part of this for a minute now, and we are coming to the end of 2017 and the beginning of 2018. So I'm gonna read through a few of my favorite comments here and let you guys know, give you some answers, some feedback, so you guys know we're paying attention. So Velvet Head 79 said on the Weezer Pacific Daydream review, "Yo, this is the best review I've seen of this. Just seeing different people's opinions, etc., and being honest about how much you know about an artist's history relative to hearing their newest one is quite interesting to me. And you know what, man? It is interesting to me too. That's why I'm doing it. I love sitting here and disagreeing and being right for an hour. It is fantastic. So thank you. Keep watching. See you in the new year." Next, Bluggard Subsect, greatest YouTube handle ever, said on the Guar review, "I shared your review on a Guar fan page on Facebook. Hope the comments don't hurt too bad." And then in parentheses, "Take them with a grain of salt. We're diehard fuckers." That fills me with a little bit of dread. I'm kind of terrified of you and everyone that you hang out with, and please don't find me in my bed at night. Other than that, I'm glad you enjoyed the review enough to share it. It's a great album. Guar are really fun, and keep rocking, dude. I don't know what Guar fans say to each other. I'm sorry. Next, Anu J. Beatles said on the Beck review, "I'm so happy you guys were so generous and open-minded to someone outside your immediate taste. As a hardcore Beck loyal, it made me really proud to see you guys be somewhat converted or interested at the very least. He takes his music releases very seriously, even no matter how ironic or funny his music is in and of itself. So it's really cool to see new people dive into those details and discover stuff. I'm sure in the next 4 years, you're going to be massive Beck fans as well, like all of us weirdos. I will speak to you in the weirdo language. Wubba lubba jib jab joob jab. I did not steal that from Rick and Morty." But seriously, thank you for watching. I'm glad to be part of the weirdo crew. I can't wait for Beck's next release, apparently in the next 4 years. So you heard it here first. Next, Melvin Schroot, like in The Office, said on the Marilyn Manson review, "You guys should go back and review all of his albums, including his EP. I think a lot of people, including myself, would love that, especially with this type of quality. Keep up the great work." Okay, so here's some. Antichrist Superstar is great. Mechanical Animals is great. Holy Wood is great. Golden Age of Grotesque is good. Greatest Hits is key. Everything after that is worthless. Next, Lorison said on the Queens of the Stone Age review, "You really saying all the time." I know this one was for Holden. I know that he was gonna answer this, and I know that he did, but I really appreciate you watching and analyzing our speech patterns, you little anthropologist, you. Next and last, John RF1872 said on the Oasis review, "Thanks for reviewing Oasis. It's difficult for a lot of Americans to understand, but Oasis were genuinely the biggest thing in music when they hit in the mid-90s since the Beatles. They are a huge part of pop culture here, and definitely maybe, and their second album, Morning Glory, you missed out What's the Story, are two of the most..." I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. You're a good guy. "Are two of the most iconic albums in history over here. I appreciate how they don't really have the same appeal in the States. People don't like the laddish aspect with the Gallaghers. People love the arrogance and swagger, whereas a lot of Americans seem put off by it. I don't know if you've met a lot of Americans, but we are pretty arrogant and swaggerish. I'm including myself as an American because North America is a thing. Thank you for watching. I'm glad you had a good time. I will try to get into Oasis, and by that I mean I will never again listen to Oasis." So that's it. That's all the comments I'm answering. Thank you guys so much for watching. Seriously, it's a pleasure to read your comments 98% of the time. I love reviewing new albums. I hope to keep doing it as long as new music keeps being made. So see you in 2018.
Hey, this is Prophetry from the Headspace podcast. Restart. Hey, this is Prophetry from the Headspace podcast, reviewing new rap albums weekly. I'm pretty new to the show still. I've really enjoyed the time that I've been doing it, and I love the feedback that we get on the comments. So let's go through a few of those for some of the videos that I've been a part of. So first, for Ritz, we had some pretty volatile reactions. One of them, Aaron Holland, said, "It's funny that y'all had to do this video, cause y'all's pussies are hurt. If y'all were real men and real rappers, y'all would either ignore it or make a diss rap back. Y'all nerdy ass fools." Thank you, Aaron. Yes, we are nerdy ass fools. I think anybody who sits down and listens to an album for 4 hours to try to come up with what they like and don't like about it, they're music nerds. So we are in fact that. We appreciate when people come into our videos and give us feedback, even if it's negative feedback. I can tell that Aaron really likes this album, and that's totally cool. The thing about music is we all have different tastes and like different things, and all we're trying to do here is give our taste and tell you guys why we do or don't like something. But just because we do or don't like it doesn't mean that you're not entitled to like it or feel the opposite that we do. And we love when people give us comments below telling us why. So, for example, on the Ritz album, we had the user Kill for Funsies say, "So Long was about his grandfather, if anything. He even had his grandfather's voice in the end. Smiley face. I like the review, and that you don't just ride his dick. Even though I don't agree with a lot of what you said, it's nice with some perspective." And Kill for Funsies, that's exactly what we're trying to go for. We're going for a dialogue here. We don't all have to agree about things. You know, we might miss things on reviews, and we love when you guys just come in like you did here and point out our mistakes. So what we want is good conversation, and we want to think critically about music. So thanks for your input. We also did that new Wu-Tang album, The Saga Continues, and we got this comment from the Wu-Tang Batman saying, "You God is absent due to legal reasons." He's suing RZA for unpaid royalties. He's claiming that he hasn't been paid what he's been owed for the last 6 years plus years and never got paid for Once Upon a Time in the Shaolin Project. First of all, that's just like crazy to think about, that people in the Wu-Tang Clan are feuding when they're looked at as these legends in hip-hop. But like, this is the type of comment that gets me excited because I love learning new things, and I do try to prepare before videos, but you know, there's a lot of things that you have to absorb sometimes, and sometimes there's just like not enough time. So thanks to the Wu-Tang Batman for educating us a little bit on some of the details. We also did the Blue and Exile album In the Beginning, and we got a comment from MF Taken, who said, "Whoa, I never thought someone would react to blues music. Hell yeah." And that's awesome. I think, personally, I love independent hip-hop, stuff that is made, you know, in a basement or where artists are really putting in their own money to fund the project and they have full creative control. To me, that's always been what's the most interesting. So I love that we got to review an album like that, and I'm happy that people are watching it and enjoying it. I think that it's a great aspect of the internet. We have a comment from B Stone on the Yellow Wolf album that we reviewed, saying, "Love the review style. I just subscribed. Hope you guys keep doing this. The internet's busiest collective of music nerds." Super appreciate that comment. It, you know, whether you're disagreeing with us or agreeing with us, it's nice to hear back, because when you guys disagree with us and you say things about us to try to hurt our feelings, ultimately we actually learn a lesson about our audience, about you guys, about what you think. We get perspectives that we don't have, so we appreciate all of the comments we get, good and bad. But it's really nice to get the good ones sometimes, because it tells us what we're doing right and how we're on the right path. So thanks so much for that comment. And I love the reference too. I think you're referencing Anthony Fantano at the end, internet's busiest collective of music nerds, and definitely I'm a fan of him as well. So cool reference there. And then the last comment I'm going to look at is from Differences New on the Yellow Wolf album who said, "One of the best YouTube album reviews I've seen. I love the whole album, but Ride or Die is my shit." On Row Your Boat, he starts each next line with the word that he ended the previous with in some form. On Punk, that is not Juicy J's usual subject matter. He talks about street life, drugs, money, and women, lol. Violin seems to be actually about his parents vicariously in the first 2 verses and Yella's point of view in the hook in the 3rd verse. Classic album. Review Big Crit's New One, Forever is a Mighty Long Time. First of all, I love how excited you are and how eager you are to contribute to this discussion. That's the exact kind of thing that gets me pumped up and makes me want to focus even harder and make sure that I'm really on my game. We love when people are passionate. Also, the Big Crit album that you referenced, Forever is a Mighty Long Time. We've not recorded it yet, but that's in the works. So I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised to see that sometime in the near future. That's it for me today. Thanks so much for leaving comments. Please leave comments on this video letting us know what you're thinking, why you're enjoying the channel, even things that you think we could improve upon that would help the show. It's all very much appreciated. Thanks so much. Prophetry out.
So we just went through a whole bunch of comments from everybody, and there's a couple more people I'd like to shout out personally. First of all, Jay Vieira. I don't want you to think you aren't worth a mention. You came in and you helped us, buddy. You did so many of those shows with us at a time when I didn't know what to do in terms of working with people, etc. Thank you for being a part of the channel. Always going to appreciate it. Taman, you started it with us. You were part of that first episode of Headspace. I'll never forget our time together. And again, it was really awesome to have you with us. And thank you again for being a part of the channel. But now I want to move on to some less affiliated with the channel people. I want to talk about this guy Nightcrawler who followed me on Twitter and actually at one point took the time to hit me up just to see what's up and whatnot. Not many people have done this, so it was that noticeable and that significant that I thought it would be cool to say thank you. Plus he's commented a few times. I found out he lives not far from where Big Pun and shit like that. Kind of shit's crazy to me. I wanted to thank Aaron Sisk. Dude actually added me on Facebook, and low-key, I sometimes hit him up before going into a review so I don't sound particularly stupid about stuff like, yo, what do you think about this thing? Just to get a perspective that's a little more grounded than a lot of the ones I might have. And we've had quite a few great conversations, so thank you. It was really inspiring because this happened way early on. I want to mention this guy, Speak On It. He's my favorite hater. So many times back in the beginning, back before people were commenting, he would come in and just hate on us. And I got to respond to him. And YouTube loves that shit, which boosted our SEO value. So in his efforts to hate on us, he helped us grow. So thank you. That was amazing. We all honestly remember you with fondness as a good time. And then, last but not least, Lindell Williams. I don't know what to say. It almost feels like Lindell is part of the team. If you've come to our review and it's at all within 2 weeks of coming out, there's a good chance you saw Lindell in the comments. He's watched everything practically. There have been times along this year where we've all kind of felt discouraged, is it really worth it, etc. And what about Lindell has actually become a little thing we say sometimes when, we don't think anyone's watching, because at the end of the day, we always know Lindell's going to watch the video. And that's pretty fucking encouraging. So thanks, Lindell. Appreciate you being part of this. Thank you again for watching this far. If you have, I wanted to take a quick minute before talking about how we're going to grow to describe what Behind That Suit is. It started off as a podcast to promote our individual music efforts and projects, and then it turned into something a lot more interesting. Turn into this little community where we can discuss things from an outsider's perspective and get some education happening, as you've seen with the comments. So we run a series of podcasts / shows depending on how you look at it. We have the Headspace podcast. This comes out every Sunday, and here we talk about new rap albums and just try to keep our heads in the game and understand what's getting released so we understand the modern scope of the culture and notice when all the cool people are coming out with new music. To counter this, we have the Rock and Beards podcast, which comes out on Saturdays, and it covers all the new rock, metal, and punk albums. Then we've got the Classic Quest podcast, which seems to be quite popular, and this is where we go through all the classic rap albums and a lot of requested albums and just try to understand why people like them. And again, that's always the goal, to try to get a grasp as to why people like this music, understand it, learn from it, appreciate it, and then, also give you our opinions on what we think in comparison to the general population. We know that some people might not appreciate what we have to say, but this is really about learning, offering an opinion, in some cases even revisiting those older videos and going, oi, we did not say the right things. At the end of the day, we need to grow, and that's what's really important. First of all, the setting. This room is not really great. It's just in my apartment, so it's super convenient. So over the course of 2018, we're going to be upgrading to a proper studio facility where everyone's going to have a mic, the sound's going to get all balanced. Things are generally going to improve in terms of the quality of both the visual and audio side of the product. Part of that is because we're going to hire an editor, because I am a terrible editor, and by having an editor, it frees up a lot of time for me to look into how to grow this and start a couple new projects. As an example, we want to be able to take those requests and almost streamline them into videos as fast as possible and actually have the time and resources to pull that off. So by growing our team and getting some of these necessary resources into place, like a graphic designer to make actually cool thumbnails, it's going to help us a lot. On top of that, we want to expand the type of content by having a better studio facility. We can do things like start interviewing local artists and in general increase the overall output of the quality and type of content that we can produce. We're also reviewing some TV shows in case I didn't mention that, and if there's anything else you want to see us do, we really care, and tell us how you think we can improve in the comments below. With all that put into place, we're going to do a couple more things, such as move on over to Twitch. While we're on Twitch, we're going to be live so that you can come and interact with us before the podcast gets posted to YouTube. It's still going to stay here. We're going to look into the various podcasting networks as well to make sure that even more people get the opportunity to hear our show. Then we're going to go and open up a Patreon account so that anyone who wishes can come subscribe and get some perks, like being able to request an album and have it out like right away, like being able to come hang out with us in private chat times and Discord or whatever platforms we end up using. All that to more, and further increase the community of people who want to actually take the time to appreciate music and other types of media content. Thank you so much for being with us. We would love to hear your ideas on how we can improve, like I said. Feel free to like this video if you appreciate it, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, check out a review, let us know what you think, and until the next one, my name's HSR, and on behalf of everyone at Behind That Suit, again, one more time, thank you.